Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. It is me, Jordan Young, aka Sneakernomics, and first and foremost, thank you all very much for your support on the channel. Recently ticked over 100,000 subscribers, and I couldn't be more delighted. In today's episode, I'm going to be sharing with you 5 of my most expensive, hyped up, overrated Jordan 4s and proceeding to tell you why I think you shouldn't buy them. I've also got 5 more available, more inexpensive, slightly more underrated Jordan 4s that I think would be a better option. First up today, we have the Air Jordan 4 Off-White. Honestly, I wouldn't recommend buying these. First, price. Prices on these are crazy. This was a women's exclusive release, and whilst there was an inclusive extended size run available, the numbers of bigger sizes out there are very few and far between. The used market for these is very tricky to navigate. It's a little bit like sea walking blindfolded through a minefield. These have got to be one of the heaviest faked sneakers in recent times. Next up is the colorway. Now, they are a really pretty color, but the beautiful color is also the shoe's downfall. You see, these are a little bit like white undies. They look good, but once you experience an episode of wayward flatulence, the jig is up. They will never be the same. And it's the same thing with these when it comes to scuffing or staining. These do not age well. The sole is prone to going hyper yellow with the oxidation. The ripstop material is very susceptible to getting stuff underneath it. And this really nice suede material on the upper is almost like a sponge. And for that reason, it's the type of sneaker that when you wear it, you can't help but be super paranoid of people stepping on your toes and scuffing them. And that is why I wouldn't recommend the Off-White 4s. Next up, we have these, the Travis Scott Air Jordan 4s. Really nice colorway. The only thing to really consider with these is you want to get a pair that's in good condition, because a little bit like the Off-Whites, these do not age well. This blue is very prone to light fade, and the material isn't the best. Once these get bent out of shape, they really look bad. They don't hold their shape well. You need to make sure you put the shoe trees inside so that they can maintain their form. And so you're kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place with these, because you want to get either a brand new pair or a pair that's in really good condition, which is going to cost you more, or you're going to have to bite the bullet and take the L when it comes to the condition and the look of the sneaker. Either way, I wouldn't really recommend the Travis 4s unless, of course, you can find a good condition, legit pair for a good price. Goes without saying. This next one might break a few hearts out there, but it is these, the Air Jordan 4 Cores in the black colorway. This is one of those sneakers that when you've got them on foot, there's really not much to differentiate them from Black Cats or Olivia Kim's or any other black shoe, in all fairness. And considering these are going for 1,000, 1,500, closer to 2 grand brand new, I feel like you could probably spend your money on better shoes. The outsole is also prone to yellowing as well. They don't stay that icy for that long, and they're also not that comfortable. The leather liner can rub a little bit and be a little bit stiff, so yeah, not a shoe I'd recommend. The Air Jordan 4 Dornbecker, I know a lot of you out there probably hold this shoe as a grail, and I have always considered this sneaker a holy grail since they came out in 2011. These and the Ray Allen 13s for the longest time were the most heavily faked sneakers out there. So I actually spent the better part of a year actively looking for a legit pair of these, and I became like a pro at legit checking them. So the main reason I wouldn't encourage people to buy these is just because of how inflated prices have gotten on these. It's also the type of sneaker that I wouldn't actually be surprised if Jordan brands decided to retro in the upcoming years. But the other thing that you want to consider as well is that being a 2011 Jordan 4, brand new pairs or newer condition pairs are definitely going to have a crumbling midsole right around the corner. There's also susceptibility with the paint cracking as well. And if you're going to be spending that kind of money, I'd sooner spend it on a pair of shoes that doesn't come built in with these blemishes. And so that's why I wouldn't recommend the Dornbeckers. But if they're a grail and you've got to have them and you can find them at a sneaker event, or you can find a legit pair for a good price, go for them, because they are to be fair, pretty special in hand. Last up, we've got the Jordan 4 Ama Maniere. Now, to be fair, with the cream laces, I actually don't think these are that bad at all. And in terms of the resell, they're not going crazy. I think most people that bought these with the intent to resell. And because so many resellers or people are holding these, the prices are actually staying relatively flat. So it's not the sort of sneaker that you're going to break the bank with. My only real complaint with the sneaker is just how uncomfortable they are. You really need to take your time to break these in, and I would definitely recommend going a half size to a full size up on these. The quilted liner adds a little bit of extra padding that takes away from the room that your foot would have otherwise had. So just be careful with the sizing. And so those are some of the sneakers that I would be a little bit more reticent to recommend. Now let's have a look at some 4s that I think are underappreciated. I straight up think these are one of the most underrated Jordan 4s of all time. The 2015 Jordan 4 Oreos, all leather upper, Oreo splatter on the midsole and the eyelets. And I just think they're really clean. The quality's good. This is part of the remastered series that came out in 2015. Great all conditions Jordan 4, given it's an entirely leather upper. I think they're a bit more comfortable because the leather is a little bit more soft and supple. And I just think the colorway is slept on. Like, how are people going nuts for a Black Cat 4 with that dirty Durabuck? And people aren't putting the same sort of respect on the name of the Oreos, which are a predominantly all black Jordan 4 with some nice tasteful contrasts and some buttery leather. What's going on? Another underrated Jordan 4 that you can find out there, like the Oreos, for decent money are these, the Pale Citron or the Flight Nostalgia. Now, these actually have a really cool backstory that a lot of people don't even know. These were based on a 1989 Flight High sample called the Radiant Red. And I just love sneakers that have got these connections to old school samples. Quality on these is really decent, and it's just a good looking Jordan 4. So for me, compared to some of those other more expensive models, this is a no-brainer option. Next up, we've got the PSG Jordan 4s. I just think the color blocking is really nice. For the longest time, I wasn't a huge fan of this shoe because of the tab and because of the PSG logo on the back. After I've had them in hand and worn them a few times now, I have grown to really enjoy and really like the sneaker. And there are pairs out there for good money if you're willing to be patient and keep an eye out for them. I paid £230 for the pair in my hands, and these are in decent condition. So this is a Jordan 4 worth keeping an eye out for. To round out the video, I want to talk about the final 2 Jordan models that I would recommend, and these are no-brainers. These are staples. These are the types of sneakers that should be in every sneakerhead's collection. 2016 white cement and the 2019 black cement, aka the breads. You can pick these up used for pretty affordable prices if you're willing to be patient and take your time looking around the different marketplaces. These I got for retail, and these I also got for retail. And so that is today's episode. 5 Jordan 4s I wouldn't recommend buying despite the hype, and 5 Jordan 4s that I think you should buy because of their availability and their affordability. Let me know what you guys thought about these takes in the comments below. And thank you guys all so much once again for helping me to achieve 100K subscribers. Make sure to give the video a like and subscribe if you haven't already done so. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Take care for now, and peace.